It's never a waste of time to make time for the truth. A moment spent listening and paying attention to the truth can change your life. So let's take a moment for the truth. Psalms 119:55 says, "Lord, I remember your name in the night and keep your law." Contrast often provides clarity. A diamond is placed on a dark cloth and its brilliance is highlighted. Colors are placed against each other and to create a stark delineation. This section of Psalms has been just such a series of contrasts. The whole section has dealt with the comfort of God found in His Word. There's been a comfort in the times of misery. There's been comfort seeing the promises of God fulfilled. There's been comfort and determination when facing derision in the attempts to get the saint to abandon God. Together, all of these paint the journey of God's child. But a journey consists of individual days, and each day has a summation. Each of us comes to the end of the day. What happens for people at the end of their day? Someone might answer, well, it depends on what happens that day. Saying this is saying that circumstances determine the condition of the day's end. Such a viewpoint reminds me of Ecclesiastes 2:22 and 20 through 23. For what does a person get in all his labor and in his striving in which he labors under the sun? Because all his days, his activities is painful and irritating. Even at night, his mind does not rest. This too is futility. Those verses speak of the days that are filled with painful and irritating activity. And even at night, which should be a time of rest, he does not rest. The day ends in futility. Now contrast that to what the psalmist says in today's verse. Lord, I remember your name in the night and keep your law. Wow, what a difference. There's no mention of the day's circumstances or frustration. Instead, with the coming of night, he remembers the Lord. The contrast is there. The Lord's servant, whatever the day's circumstances may be, decides to continue in God's ways. It reminds me of Psalm 116, 5 through 7, where the writer says, Gracious is the Lord and righteous. Yes, our God is compassionate. The Lord watches over the simple. I was brought low, and He saved me. Return to your rest, O my soul, for the Lord has dealt generously with you. The writer here speaks of his moments rehearsing the Lord and His ways. He even mentions trouble, and yet his remembering of the Lord brought him to rest in the Lord, praising the Lord. Recollecting the day can lead us in one of two directions and conclusions. If you let the circumstances define your day, at day's end, there'll be no rest for the weary. But if your day begins, continues, and ends in the Lord and His ways, there will be repose. Remember the Lord, and you will enjoy the rest of the redeemed. It only takes a moment, but it will be a moment that matters. Thanks for watching and listening to Truth Matters Moment. Also, don't forget to look for our weekly podcast called Truth Matters. It comes out every Wednesday. Catch you later.